My speed. All right. So I'm the sociology professor dude, right? I'm the EQ dude, emotional quotient. I'm also big time into social learning, into the new world we go into. So EQ as opposed to IQ, correct? You know, IQ doesn't predict a damn thing. It predicts whether you'll finish school. So they like it. It predicts. It doesn't mean I means you do. Like high IQ people struggle in other ways. But when you go look at presumably successful people, right, and you did an IQ test on them, what looks of it? But they seem to have high BQ, which is body quotient. They seem to know how to come into people's spaces, know when to stop, right? How to touch an elbow. Or they know how to do it. Politicians are masters at it. And then, your muffin's still there. Thank you. They seem to, and then there is MQ. MQ are those who say, hey, I can't do it. They're pretty dry, they're great to work with. But they're pretty dry. They will tell you, I can do this, I cannot do this, I don't want to do this. But dude, work with me, right? But they are great to work with because of it. MQ, it's called morality quotient. It's a weird term for that. So that's what MQ. And then there is EQ, emotional quotient. Piece about emotional quotient is, if you know what you're feeling, you're less likely to act on it. Think of it for a moment. If I know I'm mad, now they're taping me, I can't say curse words. If I know I'm mad, I'm not going to kick at the dog or yell at the child that is the weakest and least likely to leave me. Because I'm mad, I'm like, cross over the dog. I can't play with you right now. As opposed to, what are you doing here? Get out of my face. That's, thank you, morality quotient. Okay? All right, it is my proposition that there are some basic emotions humans have that has been hijacked, been stolen, taken away from us. One is our sense of beauty. Right? It is because we've all met someone incredibly beautiful, like, oh, until they open their mouth. Okay? And then we've also met someone just ugly. Right? You're thinking, yeah, that's why they have plastic surgery, if I had lots of money, I'll give it to them. I wonder how their mama loved on them. And then they open their mouth and say and do something, you physically will get close to them, whoever the person is. Hey, you're such a good. So that's a chair of camera and a baby, so mine better. Right? Then what is beauty? It's been stolen, taken away from us. I tell my students, don't look in the mirror while you're in my class. Do not look in the mirror. Nothing you will see in the mirror will fit whatever beauty is. Just won't fit. So don't look at yourself in the mirror. You can groom without looking at yourself in the mirror. I have one experiment going on now. She has incredible amounts of face breaks out. I said, just let it heal. Put Neosporin if you need to. Don't look in the mirror. And take a picture every day. She's like, it's so hard to do. It's amazing to see her face every day. I see it. It's been 3rd week now. Beauty's been stolen, taken away, stolen from us. It's a feeling.
I hope that's okay, but I'm saying.
No, of course it's okay. It's a baby in the camera. Who's this? No. Great, I'm glad you made it. So beauty has been taken away from us. Just stolen from us. In fact, it's a $40 billion industry. If you don't believe it, great, it's a $40 billion industry. Similarly, brilliance has been stolen from us. By defined brilliance, It's your ability to be curious. Your desire to be curious. A 3-year-old that's curious will look at your toes and start digging at it. Right? If you lose your curiosity, trouble, right? If you lose your desire to want to think. So if somebody asked me, so what is stupid? Is when I make you feel so bad you can't think. I got a stupid person. Brilliance have been stolen from us. It's also a feeling, it's nothing to say that. Nothing to do with how much you know. Brilliance have been stolen. In fact, if you don't believe it, I can sell you a certificate. Oh, you have a degree now. It's $50,000. In fact, in my example, I often say, if you ever seen porn, women there look relatively attractive. Do you think they believe it? Similarly, if you think you're not smart, I can abuse you. I will make you do. I know physicians who have hired secretaries who do all their work, grant writing, and blah 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 blah. $35,000 a year. I call it intellectual prostitution. That's beauty, right? No, that's beauty, belong. And then there is this other place called belonging. We really like each other. We belong to each other. We really, really do. Like our heartbeat have taken a different breathing just because that baby's there. We all are a little different because of her presence. Her, his presence. But that's how deeply connected we are to each other. In fact, I will tell my students this example. First day I teach, and then I come back, and then they come in and say, "Oh, little brown man, he had an accident. He's dead. Doesn't even feel good for you. You don't even know me. Why? We are that deeply connected to each other. But as long as we don't believe it, we won't get close to each other. We won't know each other's stories. We won't know each other's struggles. And it's good for status quo. Hijack. Right? 3 big emotions. And then the other 2, it's pretty common. One is gratitude. Gratitude is weird. I call it a battery on your leg. Right? So research says if you are in gratitude, other feelings leave. And then the craziness about gratitude is, like parents who have to help their children die, they go to gratitude. I at least had 3 years on it. I have a friend who has sickle cell. If you've been around somebody who's got sickle cell, they hurt so much they will curl up and cry. Even then they won't do it. That's how much they hurt. And then if they show up at work and I talk to them, say, "How are you doing?" Say, "Thankful." I'm like, "What about?" I could be in worse pain than I am. And that's gratitude. What's the opposite of gratitude? To whine, complain. Does it end? If you whine and complain, if I want to complain about this group, or I could come up. Right? Similarly, if you create a habit out of it, if you go to a place of gratitude, you get so grateful for everything. It's like you almost go cuckoo. Right?
Chairs are nice.
I mean?
These chairs are nice.
These chairs are nice, it's light. I mean, it doesn't stop. It really doesn't stop. Because it's like similar to the opposite. One is to go to the dark side, and the other you go to this gratitude. Like, dude, you're being unrealistic about it. No, I'd rather be in a place of gratitude. I'd rather frame my emotion in gratitude. Does that make sense? Not that I'm not aware that the sun will die or I will die, or bad things or crazy things in the world, but I rather frame my being in gratitude because it gives me energy.
Is that a coping, kind of a coping
It's-
mechanism?
Yeah, call it coping, sure.
Mhm.
Coping, call it coping, great. Because it gives me energy,
Mhm.
so I want it. I don't want it, you know, we also numb ourselves out when emotions come up, with drugs, sex, rock and roll. And lots of other things, because we are afraid to feel. I want this feeling of gratitude. So, my battery. The other feeling is hope. Hope is also pegged on meaningless, crazy, unexisting things. Think about people who wanted to fly. How many people died? You still did it. Right? It sounded stupid at some levels. It sounded like, how crazy can this be? The reason we like babies, they give us hope. Every movie, if you do an analysis of any movie, it's about hope. Because the hero survives, the heroine make up. You like hope. And hope gives you energy. So I've given you, I think, 3, 4, 5 feelings, I think, right? 3, 4, 5, yes, 5 feelings. Brilliance is a feeling. Beauty is a feeling. Belonging is a feeling. Gratitude is a feeling. Hope is a feeling. Right? Think of it as an emotion. Remember the emotional quotient guy, right? Thinking about emotion. Earlier asked, are you your emotions? We'll talk about who are you if I give you permission to feel. And then the last one is the most complicated one, the success of religions come from it. And this is like I'm speaking to the choir, so to speak, right? It's forgiveness, right? Say I do you wrong. Who has to forgive me? I do her wrong. Who has to forgive me? The reason it doesn't work, it's great, right? Obviously God, yes. The reason it doesn't work is the reason why we have like 500 types of counseling. The reason it doesn't work is why people who think like us, the number is growing. Don't seem to work. Like, think extreme case, the Catholic Church is going through, right? You. Let me go back to this example, right? Who has to forgive me? Not me. If she doesn't, what happens to her life? She lives in bondage to the event. To me, to some extent. I hate him. That's, how fair is that? My children love to use the word fair, and I offer to define it. It comes once a year. What is fair? Can't define truth. You can try. We can't even define race, you know that, right? How far back are we going? People ask me, so where are you from? I say, how far back are we going? What's your culture? How far back are we going? Where are you from? How far back do you want to know? I'll tell you. 28 years in Alabama. No, I want some more further. Can you stop at a particular time, or are you going to keep going? Right? So let me come back. She has to forgive me.
And at a level, you have to forgive yourself, too.
That's the second piece, right? Great, beautiful. So when you frame forgiveness, it doesn't matter who does who wrong. The person who'd been wrong has to do the work. Has to do the work. There's no way around it. And this setup is to give you a framework on how to do it. Okay? So this is a framework. It's all, you've heard it before, and I'm going to say it fancily like I would say. That every one of us is doing the best we know how at all times, even the resources available to us at that time. Think about it. Say it again. Every one of us, even the nut jobs, right? But doing the best we know how at all times, given the resources available to us at that time. It's not the truth. Call it a paradigm, call it a theory, call it the mumbo jumbo, but test it. If you can accept that, you begin forgiving the other person. In fact, they've done research with people who have done really horrendous things and asked them, would you do it again? No, why did you do it? They all say the same thing. At that moment, boy, oh boy, it felt like the right thing to do. And we've all been there. You know, when your boss fires you, those moments, you just live it. You just live it. At that moment, boy, did it feel good. Right? And we regret it afterwards. But at that moment, it felt so good. Like the times I spanked my children. But I've spanked them. Right? But I often try, like, oh, no. It's been a while, but I have spanked them. And I feel bad. But at that moment, it felt like we go into survival mode. So, I'll say it again. Every one of us doing the best we know how at all times, given the resources available to us at that time. Now, Jesus said it too. How do you say it? Forgive them